now we head into the game. To the south side from Axiom Esports, ladies and gentlemen. Hard. Finally got them onto the scoreboard, but has 3 more wins to go to get them into the semi-finals. So, well, let's see how this goes for him. He is up against what I would call the DT King, because he makes a hell of a lot of DTs in the last few times I've seen him play. In the upper side of Varney Research Station in this PVT, Snovski representing ECVisualize. Alright, so wait for this game to get rolling, see what's going to be happening here. Oh, we dropped some frames. We still live on T-Liquid. Let me just very quickly check that we're live on TL, guys. Just make sure nothing's been upset, because we dropped 120 frames. Don't know if it was noticeable on the stream, but if it was, then apologies, of course. Shout out to all you guys hitting the follow button here today as well, by the way. Much appreciated. So shout out to Iperia and Virgiliorb and Nami Flop and Condas and Turfder, Sionis87. Thank you guys for hitting the follow button on the stream. Glad you're enjoying the show. Of course, we're coming to the end of the 4th season of the SE2 Improved Team League. Plans will soon begin for Season 5. And it's going to be very exciting to see what we can make happen with a 5th season. Hopefully, we can get a similar prize pool once again. Keep the level of teams as well. I know there's a lot of interest from Korean teams as well. So it'd be nice to be able to keep the same prize pool, but have to wait and see what we can get up to. But if we do, I think Season 5 is going to be effing amazing, to put it simply. So you see an SCV crossing the map here from Hart, coming in for a bit of a scout. Just a very standard opening from him this time around. Reaper on the way out, and Snovski has opened with a double gas. 2 workers in each, so looking towards an expansion, but detect quite quickly following the expansion. So we'll see what he wants to go for here, as this SCV is going to move down to the natural, and Snovski going to start moving into a position where he's going to try and deny any engineering bay from coming down. And also just wants to put down his own Nexus, of course, and he cancelled the Zealot, so I mean it's really important right now that he does get this Nexus down. Another probe on the way, and Reaper on the way too. This first probe is actually taking a lot of damage here. Just sneaks the Nexus down there, so Hart just not managing to block that. Reaper pops in though, and again there's one probe ripe for the picking. There's a second one going to be ripe for the picking as well, and there it goes. So one probe dies, the other one stays alive. Its shields have regenerated. Hart's just going to be happy with the one probe he's been able to pick off so far. We'll pop back into this main base and sit here for a couple of moments, try and keep a scout going. Again, double gas, so always nice to know what your opponent's up to, and try and confirm what sort of building he might be going into following that Nexus. Back at home, factory command center on the way for Hart. And again, I mean, this is just a very standard opening to go straight into the factory. It allows him to get the Widow Mines up to most commonly be used offensively, but can be used defensively too against any sort of Oracle play, which is what we do look to have coming out from Snovski here. That Stargate starting up. And again, expecting an Oracle to come out of this. Could very well be Phoenix, but Oracle into Phoenix is perhaps the most common way to go about that if you do want to get a few Phoenix onto the map. Of course, just a single Oracle, probably the most common way to play this out. Rover facility being added on as well, so just preparing himself here. I mean, his Oracle's going to be flying across the map aggressively, so he's going to want to get an observer or two up at home to help him defend against any kind of Widow Mine pressure, which could come in from Hart. We actually do see Hart going for something a little bit different though. Very similar to what he did in that last game, where he actually makes Hellions on the reactor instead. So a little bit different to what I was expecting. We'll see if he can get some damage done. I'm intrigued to see whether he follows this up with Widow Mine. So he's going to be a couple of Hellions followed up by a Widow Mine drop. That Medevac starting up right now. See the Oracle halfway done for Snovski, so I'll be heading across the map here very shortly. There's 6 Marines out, so I mean enough Marines to really be able to defend here, as those 2 Stalkers turn away the 2 Hellions without too much of an issue. Very well positioned by Snovski to be able to defend that there. So no defense in the natural is kind of the weak point right now of Hard against this incoming Oracle. The 6 Marines in the main base will be more than enough, but the lack of commitment to a turret or anything, or an engineering bay even, is potentially going to be a little bit dangerous You see Widowmine's moving forwards though and hiding them behind this command center here. I don't know why I zoomed in because that doesn't help you see it. Oh, there we go. So hiding that Widowmine behind the command center here in case this Oracle does just fly into it. And there is that Oracle coming in right now, looking to try and start picking up a couple of kills. Picks up one, picks up two. Doesn't commit into the mineral line though, playing this very smartly. Doesn't want to risk it, knowing the potential of those Widowmines being hidden there. Widowmine drop moving across the map. So that second Widowmine is in this medevac and will be looking to get some damage done over on his opponent's side of the map. Again, probably not expecting too much to be done. Stalker in position and Widowmine drops off. Full overcharge is popped. And one worker should go down. Just one. And the medevac gets away as well. Widowmine gets cleaned up. Observer comes into position. Oracle back in towards the main base here and still not finding much damage. Could have maybe got a couple of SCVs there. Kind of messed up. Has hit a lot of buildings here instead of SCVs. Still a bit of a mistake there by Snovski, not quite getting as much done as he maybe should. So we see a couple more barracks being added on. Hart going all the way up to 5 racks to start off here. So it's going to be a very aggressive style of play from him, where he's going to really be ramping out these bio units and really just looking to be aggressive at the start and to keep up that aggression throughout. Stim's about halfway done, +1 is starting for him. Over on this side of the map we see a second Stargate coming up, so Snovski really going to look to commit into this Phoenix Colossi style of play, and I feel this style of play works so well against what Hart's doing because you really just focus on, first of all, shutting down drops, which is what a shit ton of bio is very good at doing. But not only that, I mean, just in general, you're going to take your third base a bit slower, and just in general, you're going to be playing a bit more defensively to begin with, which is perfect against this kind of 5 racks player where, again, the Terran's just going to be pumping out bio as fast as he can. You see him adding on his extra add-ons here, transferring the starport over towards that reactor as well. Really just looking to get in towards his mid-game with as much bio as he can, start some drops up, a couple of Hellions in a drop in a medevac right now, as well as that mine from earlier, and the Oracle will see that heading off in a different direction to the rest of the army, so good preparation here. And of course these Phoenix, again, they're very good at shutting down drops. So Oracle has picked up 7 kills in total here. We're talking about 3 SCVs, so a few Marines as well, nothing too major. 3 Phoenix now for Snovski, as he does begin to move towards a third base, and we'll see if he's able to defend this now, as this first little pack of bio moves across for Hart. This drop for him though is going to get turned away by these Phoenix, and even if the boost of that medevac isn't quite fast enough to move away, Phoenix will stop and lift up not just the Hellion but the mine as well. Well played, and for now, probe isn't spotted, and just going to see this bio moving up this ramp, and for another charge going to be popped. This first Colossus in a little bit of trouble, having to pull back here. You're not able to get anything done, and in fact, Hart loses everything apart from the medevac at the front. So this has worked out brilliantly for Snovski so far. These Phoenix should really move out onto the map a bit. He knows he just killed off a lot of the army there. He should really go hunting for whatever's left over just to try and make sure he can pick off as much as he can. And a third base started for Snovski. I mean, Hart moving towards his own third command center, but it's a little bit slower than the pros players, and he's probably starting to realize here Phoenix Colossi can't do much about that just yet. Now, he probably won't move into Viking production until he gets a second starport up, because you really need a large number of Vikings to be effective. I mean, 4 Vikings, they're going to get shattered by the Phoenix. They're never going to even touch the Colossi, so you really need to get that Viking number up high if you want it to really get rolling. So we're probably not going to see the Vikings for a little while here from Hart. Just rely on the fact that his opponent wants time to tech up. I mean, again, he's investing a lot of gas into Colossi, into Phoenix, so he just wants to make sure his opponent sits defensively, sits teching up. Scan comes down in the army, sees there's only a couple of Colossi here, some Stalkers, and another couple of medevacs on the way in production. These Phoenix can start moving into position to help out in this engagement. Observer has seen this army moving across the map, so as Phoenix going to be able to pick off a Hellion here. Or Widowmine even is quite a nice pick off as well. Bit of an interesting place for Phoenix to fly, right over the Marines, maybe not the best of positioning, as this army could maybe come in from behind if it really wanted to. There's not that many Marines in this army. I'm actually a little bit scared. I mean, if he moves forward, if he actually just picks up all of the Marines, he could do a hell of a lot if he just came in from behind with the rest, but it's always going to be quite hard to control. Though picking off a couple of medevacs here is very painful. Stim in there from Hart, trying to turn this away, and this is a little bit of a dance here. 4 medevacs remaining, and well, these Phoenix just sitting over to the right hand side now. More units coming through the middle of the map, and Phoenix continue to just pick off wherever they can. I mean, he's losing a Phoenix here and there, but he's really low in the medevac count. 2 Phoenix lost for 4 medevacs. It's pretty good going. For an overcharge popped here again. Snovski wants to make sure he's able to defend this incoming attack as the stem comes forwards, and we're going to see a bit of a fight here. And is there enough for Snovski to be able to defend these Colossi sitting in the back? They're going to stay alive. The Phoenix coming in with a lot of lifts. No Colossi fall, and Snovski cleans up. Heart is getting cleaned out right now. He has to turn around. He has to go back home. He does have 1-1 upgrades. Upgrades are something which he will rely on to kind of be his advantage in this game, because that's something which Snovski will delay due to the fact he's committing so much gas into Phoenix and Colossus. And I mean, the medevac's continue to fall. A lot of the Phoenix have gone down as well now, though. 7 Phoenix dead. Heart's forced back to the other side of the map. Snovski will retreat as well. Viking production begins, and he's going to be up to 6 Vikings in a couple of moments. Armory on the way as well, so Hart can continue his own upgrades, which again are his real kind of opportunity in this game. It's his real advantage. Even if he loses that fight there, upgrades are something he'll always be able to keep ahead on. 1 single forge added on. A second fleet beacon, a bit of a mistake. I wonder if that was meant to be a forge, because he's made 2. It'll be interesting to see if he notices that. There's 1 Hellion left in the middle of the map, just scouting more than anything. I mean, a Hellion at this stage of the game isn't going to achieve much at all. These Phoenix positioned to the right side, I mean, they're sitting defensively on the natural. I'd love to see them get a bit more proactive, though. I mean, he should hold the tower, and if he did, he'd have a lot more vision, and with that, he should be able to kind of move forward with these Phoenix and be aggressive. I mean, 1 missile turret isn't going to slow down these Phoenix, so, you know, that's a cleaned out mineral line we're talking about. If these Phoenix find the courage to move across the map, they're going to run into these Vikings now, and these Vikings probably need to be a little bit careful. I mean, they're going to pick off a couple, and with the rest of the bio underneath, these Phoenix can't fight those on their own. Any Impulse Crystals on the way up. Did we see that second fleet beacon finish? Yes, we did. So, the double fleet beacon, because why the hell not? As Snovski begins to establish his 4th base here. 4th Nexus on the way up. Again, trillion in upgrades. Is it going to be enough for him to, you know, is his army composition going to be enough for him to hold on, basically, is going to be the question. He's getting up a lot of Colossi, but fighting count rising for Heart now. A few units in the middle of the map for Heart, kind of in the middle of nowhere, no medevac to support them or anything. And again, I feel as though if you play this style, you really need to try and be as aggressive as possible with these Phoenix, while, you know, still scaring off drops, but still getting across the map, poking a little bit, picking off a couple of SCVs, trying to do whatever he can. And these Phoenix just moving around, and we see some more bio beginning to march across the map here. Vikings falling behind, don't want to be picked off at the front by the Phoenix once again. +2 is going to finish shortly for Hart. He's also getting +1 vehicle weapons, which is really going to help out. Well, I wonder if... I don't know which is actually better, honestly. I mean, is vehicle weapons better to shoot down the to target fire the Colossi down faster? Or is vehicle plating better to survive the shots against the Phoenix? I guess weapons is probably better to just make sure you can one-shot those Colossi nice and quick. See some more cannons being added on here by Snovski. As this 4th base being established for him. Scan ahead of time, sees this observer, but it probably will just get out of range. Oh, right on the borderline. So just didn't quite manage to make the escape there. As the SCVs are being pulled here by Hard, so he's actually just going to go for a timing with this. Can Snovski defend? Is all it comes down to right now. If this is a defense, this is ECVisualize taking down Axiom Acer and moving into the semi-finals. Let's see what happens. The SCVs begin the charge, and the first Stalkers, they need to move back. The Colossi need to get in position here, and he's I don't really like this so far by Snovski. He's kind of just moving back, not really doing anything at all. His Colossi still not fighting here, just taking damage after damage from these Vikings. He's taking so much damage from the Vikings, he's got barely any Colossi left. Another stim comes in, probes are being obliterated, and Snovski himself is being absolutely destroyed here. The Phoenix are all that remain, but they're going to go down very quickly here as well, and is not going to be enough to hold on. And the 3rd base is shattered now, and another course is trying to be made right now. Snovski just doesn't quite have enough. This timing from Hart has just worked out. Game